And do you also, can you tell about the health or signs of illness from the poos that you look at as well?
Yeah, I don't know much detail because I just do the hormone side of things, but our veterinary team can take fecal samples to test for things such as parasites, correct me if I'm wrong, parasites, the presence of bacteria, that kind of thing, but I don't really know much about much about that, but it is a good indicator.
Right, yes. Have there been, this is a tricky one, have there been any cases where studying poos has given you some kind of new insight into the way that an animal's behaving? Also? Not
necessarily behaving, but we were actually innovative in rhino conservation breeding. So a few years ago, I can't remember exactly how long ago now, our rhinos just weren't having babies. They weren't getting on. They wouldn't breed. It wasn't happening. So Sue Walker, who's our head of applied science, actually came in and implemented this technique of analysing the poo and analysing the hormones and looking at our females and seeing how well they cycle, whether they were cycling, all this kind of thing, looking at the males as well and their levels of testosterone and perhaps were successful breeders, did they have any link with their hormones? And through doing that work, and it was a big PhD a couple of years ago that was actually implemented across Europe, a Europe-wide study, and through that we've actually been really successful with breeding rhinos because we're able to track these cycles, because rhinos will only get on, a male and a female, if the female's in estrus. So it can be very dangerous to put a male and a female rhino together if she's not ready. So through monitoring this, we're actually able to predict when the female is going to come into estrus, and actually then the keepers have a lot more confidence in putting those two individuals together, and therefore it's more likely to happen. And through that we've had, I can't remember how many now, like 5, 7 births, at least in the past 10 years, probably more to be. This is just numbers off the 7 individuals. We've actually just had one born in January, so that was our latest success.
So it's enabled you to really sort of see what's going on in a way that
and really boost the numbers. And we're such a critically endangered species, it's important that the captive population is helping.
Are they entirely captive now? Are there any in the wild now? Or
there's approximately 600
left black rhino.
of eastern black rhinos left in the wild. But they are constantly being threatened with poaching and other threats. So the captive population is so important to help boost those numbers and actually save the species. And through doing all this studying this poo, we were able to assess how well they're performing and then identify areas where we can improve. And so we had a bit of a baby boom.
Right, that must be kind of really gratifying to see that result from your studies.
Definitely.